What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. So we're back. So this is the first video for 2026. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about learning about dualism, or actually mastering dualism will help you understand society in a deeper level, or just understand the mechanism of life in a deeper level. So to talk, yeah, the title of today's video is going to be mastering dualism to understand your life experiences. Yeah, that's what it will be. Okay, so what do I mean by mastering dualism? So by mastering dualism, you understand or understand that everything is dualistic in nature, and it doesn't matter if it's an experience, a subject, um, an animal. No matter what it is, there's always two perspectives to every topic or experience. And once you know this, then you understand why you are the way you are, why you go through certain experiences, and how to overcome those experiences or master those experiences where you can actually utilize it to your benefit. So, when you master dualism, or just the understanding of dualism, you'll be able to realize, okay, everything that is happening is because I need to master the opposite side of that perspective or experience. So I have to understand who I am as a person, as my specific self, and understand what is the opposite, um, and what is the opposite I'm experiencing right now, right? Like, for example, if you're going through an experience where everything is easy for you, right? That means you have been put in a position where, or you've mentally positioned yourself where you had to be hard. You have to be hardened, right? And when I say hardened, I don't mean like physically hardened. I mean whatever you're doing, you had to master that skill. So let's say if you're going to the gym, for your experience to be easy, for you to gain weight, you need to master how to work out. For you to make it easy for you to be good at arts and painting, you need to master and work hard and harden yourself in the arts of beauty, or of creativity. If you want to master or make things easy for you in terms of experiences when it comes to networking, then you have to be hardened in being able to communicate with other people. So that's what I mean by being hardened. So if an experience is easy, you're hardened within yourself. You know. So once you understand that, you realize that, okay, if I'm hardened within myself, then things are going to be easy for me. And if things are hard for me outside of myself, then I'm going easy within myself in certain experiences and scenarios, and I need to harden myself in those experiences so that that experience can be easy for me. And once you realize that, you realize, like, okay, when I see certain things in life or in experiences, I realize why things certain things are. Like, for example, the people who gravitate towards something authentic came from an experience or a life where things were very um mundane. You know what I mean? It was the same thing over and over again. So they crave that authenticity because opposites attract. That's dualism right there. Like, if you live in life where everything was so easily handed to you, you're always gonna crave for a challenge. You're always gonna crave something that wants to fulfill you, that wants to make you feel like, okay, it was actually worth it. You know what I mean? That's why even in certain things that people pursue in life, it's more worth it when it's a challenge than it's been easily given to you. So that's where opposites attract. So if you have an easy life, you crave something hard, you know. Um, Whereas if you had a hard life where things are very scarce, you know what I mean, then you crave where things are very easy and abundant. You crave abundance. That's what you crave. If things are very scarce in your life and in your experiences, then you crave abundance. And depending on how scarce it is, because the more scarce something is, the more impulsive you're willing to gain that thing. So that's why it's very tricky when it comes to those type of experiences. But it's all about learning how to balance both perspective. Also, that's why you see, like for example, in society, you might understand, like, okay, like let's give an example, like in terms of dynamics in gender. A lot of men might crave or like might believe, like, okay, I like a woman who is nice and simple, like doesn't do too much, is just neatly presented. You know what I mean? And sometimes even men might say, oh, I don't really like women with makeup, I like her to be natural, whereas women will argue that, okay, they like makeup, and it makes them feel beautiful, right? And there's nothing wrong with both perspective. And then but you have to understand why they even say that. And that's why I'm saying, once you understand dualism, you understand and understand why a woman will advocate for makeup, whereas a male will advocate for natural beauty. And the reason is because the darkness is attracted to the light, whereas the light is attracted to the darkness. And what does that mean is, if the woman is the vibration and she's the darkness, and the man is the light and he's the masculine, then the darkness actually represents the, like, if so, like, let's say the darkness represents like the true self, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that's like your core. Whereas the light is like your physical self, like what you embody, right? The male is already engulfed in materialistic things because that's what we have to provide. The man is here to provide. So because we're already in the world of materialistic things, we crave peace, we crave authenticity, we crave natural beauty because we crave the the opposite of it, right? Whereas the darkness, which is already itself, it's already emotional, it's already has the impulse, it's craving more of the materialistic thing, it's craving something more of the mask, which will be like the makeup. You know what I'm saying? So that's how opposites attract. The light is attracted to the darkness, the authenticity. The darkness is attracted to the light, the shining, the bright, the materialistic. You know what I'm saying? That's why women are attracted to a man with stability and they can provide. That's all masculine things. That's materialistic things. Whereas the man craves a woman that has emotional intelligence and nurturing energy and peace, which is more of an internal thing. It's a unseen thing. It's not a physical, tangible thing. So that's how opposites attract. Or, for example, you might see, whereas like certain people who might come from a background that didn't really have much, they might crave, like when they do receive the accolades or that experience, they might crave showing that off. Whereas the person that came from like a lot of wealth or abundance of wealth, they might crave simple presentation. For instance, like rappers, they have the jewelry and the bling and everything, right? Because they came from a experience of scarcity, so they didn't really have the materialistic things. So now that they have that experience to provide that and experience that, that's what they crave, right? They crave the light, they crave the material. Whereas the people that already came from that experience, came from that world of abundance of wealth and material, they crave the simple things. So you might see like a very wealthy person might just wear a t-shirt and pants, you know what I mean? But they could be a millionaire or a billionaire, and they don't crave having to show that, because they crave the authenticity. They crave the opposite of what they already are. You know what I mean? And that's how life is. We're always craving the opposite of what we already are. And once you know that, then you understand, like, okay, I have to also balance myself. I have to realize, what am I craving? And whatever I'm craving in life is what I'm lacking. And the more I learn how to master that, the more I learn how to master myself. And I can actually control things into the way I want things to be, more in my benefit. So just look at your life, look at whatever you feel like you're craving, right? And whatever you're craving is what you need to realize that it might be something you lack, right? Because we're all striving, we're all here to strive for something, whether it's power or wealth or health or success, whatever it is, or just happiness or peace. That's what we're craving. So that means we don't have that currently. So it's all about learning how to create the environment and the experience for that. and also learning why certain things happen, why certain people crave certain things, why certain people like things the way it is. You know what I mean? You understand why it is, and it won't come from more of a judge. It won't come from a judgment perspective. It will come from more of an understanding perspective. You know, and why things are the way it is. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video. Understanding dualism will help you get through life. And by understanding dualism, you also understand yourself and your opposite self. And the more you can integrate your opposite self into who you are already, the more you embrace another side of you that you've never embraced before. And the more you embrace that, the more you'll be able to know your true self and your whole self. And like I said, that's when you can become holy, mastering both selves, both aspects of yourself. But yeah, guys, that's why things certain happens, you know what I mean? Like like I said, like with the gender thing, why certain people might crave the stability, the providing, whereas the male provides the authenticity part, just the emotional part, the thing that is not tangible. So we're all craving something opposite of us to fulfill us and complete us. And it's all about learning how to do things in balance. So yeah, guys, that's the video for today. Hope you guys gained something new. And until next time, I'll catch you soon.